newborns in Gaza face the danger of death, and the Israeli occupation forces announced an escalation in their aerial bombardment. After bombing hospitals, schools, mosques and churches, cafes and gathering places for displaced people in Gaza have been added to the list of Israeli military targets in the Strip. According to the Palestinian news agency, the occupation army carried out an airstrike on a cafe in Khan Yunis area, southern Gaza, resulting in the deaths of dozens of victims. This comes after the occupation army urged the residents of Gaza to move to southern areas for safety. The humanitarian disaster in the Strip has not stopped at the victims of Israeli airstrikes. The Palestinian Health Ministry warns that about 130 newborns are facing the danger of death due to the lack of fuel in hospitals. It added that approximately 70% of the Israeli aggression so far are children and women. Despite the tragic humanitarian situation in Gaza and the rising death toll, the Israeli occupation forces have declared their intention to increase the intensity of their aerial bombardment on the Strip. They also confirmed that the number of Israeli prisoners has reached 210 and that protests have erupted in Tel Aviv against Netanyahu's government. The crisis of prisoners and hostages has witnessed new developments. Hamas announced the release of 2 hostages for humanitarian reasons, but Israel has refused to accept them. On the international level, Russia has called for a new session for the United Nations Security Council to discuss the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Meanwhile, American President Joe Biden has stated that the United States remains committed to ensuring that civilians in Gaza have access to food, water, and medical care. Additionally, the Assistant Secretary General of the Arab League has stated that the organization will turn to the United Nations to issue an international majority resolution hoping to achieve an immediate ceasefire, prevent displacement, and deliver aid to the people of Gaza.